and welcome to Ask the Dating Coach. I'm your host, Adam Lyons, and I am joined by some incredible guests. Naturally, my first guest is, of course, my wife. If you want to introduce yourself and say hi.
Hi, I'm Eve Lyons.
And we are here today where we're going to be tackling the topic of the adult entertainment industry. I'm joined by three other guests. If you wouldn't mind taking a moment and introducing yourselves. Aaliyah, if you want to go first.
Hi, I'm Aaliyah Wolf. I am a Playboy Playmate, February 2004.
My name is Crystal, and I am a somewhat retired Instagram model, and I go by Crystal Days.
I am Bree. I go by Sugar Skull Bree. I am a content creator, dominatrix, traveling model, all of the above.
I just love how you went like content creator, dominatrix, traveling model, like it was like an entire category and then like just throw that one in there. So to get the episode started, one thing that I would love to ask each of you is, what made you decide to become an adult entertainer?
Well, for me, I just started out with modeling and doing beauty pageants, and then as I got a little older, I had the opportunity a couple of times and was invited to pose for Playboy. So I've always admired Playboy's work and thought it was very classy, and so for me was it.
I love that.
I decided to start an Instagram right before COVID hit, and I kind of started it as a social experiment almost, because I was looking at Instagram and seeing all the Instagram models, and I just couldn't believe that all these girls were taking off, and I decided to post some pictures of my own, and it was pretty wild how quickly it grew from there. So
Love that.
I started my very first photo shoot. I was 18. I had started doing some form of content creation in one form or another, off and on for quite a while. It wasn't until about 3 years ago that I discovered the bondage and fetish community, and yeah, I just kind of like spiraled from there. I really learned like what it means to consent and negotiate certain scenes, which kind of like led me into more like dominatrix type work. So hell yeah.
So for each of you, here's like an interesting question. As comfortable as you are on camera, what is the wildest thing that you have ever done in the industry?
How about some Roxanne? Roxanne, I'm sure you probably didn't do much wild stuff. Besides photo shoots, were you ever like subcontracted for any other personal, private gigs?
No, I was not ever subcontracted for that. But, however, during my time at the Playboy Mansion,
Oh yeah, tell me those stories.
yeah, so Hef had his, routines every week, and a couple nights a week, he would take all the girls that were staying at the mansion, girlfriends, girls they're testing, out to a club. And if they liked you, being his girlfriends at the end of the night, and he liked you, then you would get the invite to go upstairs to Hef's bedroom. So that
Did you
was
ever go?
Oh, absolutely.
Nice.
For sure.
What happens in the bedroom?
I had to see for myself.
Yeah, exactly,
So,
right?
all the
Stories
girls.
to tell your grandchildren.
Oh yes, well, one day maybe.
One day.
So yeah, you go upstairs and all the girls, take a bath kind of together and kind of get ready, and then you go to his big, huge master bed with the big mirror on top. And
Sounds like heaven, huh, for you?
That was a
Yeah.
lovely night.
He's all like, I can imagine you.
And it's just half, and whichever girls, so it could be 8, 12 girls, whatever, and then it's just kind of a big girl on girl, some girls with Hef, and not everybody. I was never with Hef. That wasn't.
You were not cool yet, huh?
Not that I didn't get invited,
Damn.
honey. That was my fault. That was my choice because I just didn't. It was just not something that I wanted to do. So, but I was perfectly happy to participate and go check out what was going on, and there were plenty of beautiful women around to enjoy. So,
Did you cry when he died?
did I cry?
It was a big part of his life. Her life.
No, I didn't.
Did you cry?
It was definitely sad. There was something about him passing that changed. He was such an icon,
Yeah.
and I think he did so many things for women's I mean, some people will probably disagree with this, but he was a very much into women's rights and women's choice to choose how to express themselves and if they wanted to have sex with more than one partner. And he was, I thought a pioneer, obviously, in that way.
That's awesome.
So, but I thought it was sad. I was sad when he died. I mean, I didn't spend enough time with him to shed a tear. But it changed. Playboy changed after that as well, which was,
Absolutely.
Also kind of disappointing in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool. That's a good insight.
Well, thanks for telling us. All right, Crystal.
One of my favorite things, I'll tell you one of my favorite things, is that I had this man that would message me quite often who was obviously like a big buff gym rat, very masculine man, but then he would message me and be in women's lingerie. And I fucking loved it. Amazing. It was just amazing. And he'd have his high heels on and the whole thing. And really, he just wanted me to tell him how beautiful he looked.
And he would wear like bras and stuff too?
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that Bree's like, oh, that's so cute.
It is
Like,
so sweet. It really actually is the sweetest
really
because you know
is.
that they've sought you out as a safe place.
Yes.
So like, and they've
Yeah.
trusted you enough to like show you their secret life. You know?
Yeah, and I feel like you need to get qualification in therapy as well too. Like you probably want to make more money. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah. This is this is therapy that we provide.
Yeah, I'm
bet,
licensed
yeah.
therapist.
Yeah.
The best
are?
licensed therapist.
unlicensed.
Unlicensed, yeah,
Unlicensed,
licensed, you know.
Yeah, I have kind of lame stories.
Oh no.
That's not lame.
That's
That's
so lame. I've never
Well,
got.
and then also I don't know if I'm desensitized, right?
mean,
Like
yeah.
from the
I
things
feel
that
like
you've
we-
done and seen,
yeah.
that you're like, well, none of it's really that crazy, right? I don't know.
All right,
Yeah, go ahead.
Bree, hit me. Come on,
Bring
you
it
gotta
on.
get
We're
the
counting
juiciest
on you,
one.
girl.
I mean, I just recently had a session not too long ago where this guy wanted me to just like, we are in Texas, by the way. It's very hot. It's very hot. So he wanted me to not wear deodorant and to just like go about my normal business, doing outside things and living life. And our session was at like sometime in the early evening, like 5 or 6 p.m. He wanted to lick my armpits. Yeah, and he wanted to worship my stinky, sweaty feet while in lingerie, and he wanted the session to end with me peeing on him.
Yeah.
So, but that's like
She brought the
normal.
Normal, just Monday, you know.
Monday, you know?
She brought the goods. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, just the other day I had a session with this guy. He wanted to do a role play session where, it was so cute. Okay, so he wanted it to be like he's like the bad boss, right? And he has me come to his hotel room, and he's like, telling me that they're gonna do layoffs in the company, and what am I gonna do to make sure that I keep my job, right? So
Oh
he wanted
my
me,
God.
he wanted me to pretend like I was gonna like fuck him or give him a blowjob or something, right? So I had to be like all sexy, like, well, I'll do anything to keep my job, kind of thing. Why don't you get undressed, you know? So he gets undressed, and I proceed to ball bust him.
What does that mean?
And
Oh, wait.
So like
what do you
kick him and punch him in the balls.
Ah!
Yeah.
And you paid for that?
Yes.
Ah!
Yeah. He paid good money for that. It was great. It was so fun. It was fantastic.
But and you didn't have to have sex with him.
Correct.
You just like.
I just
yeah,
needed to-
God, honey, get naked.
Yeah.
Pow!
Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
Wait, this is awesome. That's so fun.
It was
Did
so
he like
fun.
it?
Oh, he loved
Did he
it.
tip you well afterwards?
Yeah, no,
Good.
it was great. Yeah, and he bought me dinner and everything after. Yeah, he was great. Yeah, it's like I am just so grateful that people are able to like just like you said,
Yeah.
just like be vulnerable and like it's
Very vulnerable.
yeah, be vulnerable, but also like man, like we're in fucking 2023, dude. Like, come on now. Like,
I
we
am not
should be able to-
judging. Sweetie.
No, I know you're
I
not.
am
I'm
just
saying, like,
amazed.
society
Yeah.
as a whole, like, come on now. Like, people are kinky and people have fetishes. Like, can we just, like, get along with them? Can we just accept them?
I just want to learn about their fetishes because I didn't know like it was
Yeah.
possible. But have you ever gone a bit too far with a client when you're like, oh, nearly choke him to unconscious, like, or I mean that probably happened, but you know what I mean? Other
Like too far in the sense that, like, I could have caused, like, harm or damage or something? Like,
I mean, yeah, both the harm and damage, or a bit more to the point when they have to like say a safe word, basically.
yeah, no, so, yeah, there have been, how many times? I think like twice.
Twice
There's been
safe words?
twice where someone has called a safe word. And that is usually if I'm doing some kind of like really like intense like rope, or you know, if like I'm doing some kind of like breath play or something. And so anything that's kind of like physically like dangerous. But I'm pretty good. I would hope that I'm pretty good at, you know, like staying conscious and aware of like the person and their body and what signals that they're giving. And I always say, like, you know, if you can't call a yellow like while we're playing, like I won't session with you. You know, if you are unable to like advocate for yourself and your body like while we're sessioning, I will not session with you, because I need you to be able to like check in with yourself and know like when something is too much, you know?
So the safe word is normally red for you, or do you have special words?
So I use the light system. So green is like, we're good to go, keep going. Yellow is like, hey, stop what you're doing and check in with me. We're gonna slow down and then kind of like change direction. And red is the scene ends all the way, like right now.
Oh, there is no like fun magic words like, oh, cucumber, you know, like,
sure,
or like pineapple,
if
you
people
know.
want to do that, sure, yeah. I mean, if people want to do that, that's fine. But I find that like when you're about to call a safe word, you're kind of like in a kind of like a panic. So like the silliness kind of goes away, you know. I will say though, like sometimes if somebody is gagged, if they have like something like in their mouth or like tape or ball gag or whatever, and they cannot speak, I'll have them hum a tune so that I can like. Because that's like out of the norm.
You are my sunshine.
Exactly.
They're like,
Yeah.
is that Itsy Witsy Spider or Twinkle
Something,
Twinkle Little
yeah.
Star?
Yeah, I know, right? But no, like Happy Birthday, the ABCs, like Twinkle Twinkle, like anything that's like that'll catch my attention, so I know to pay attention to them. So that's like the only silly thing that like I like tell them like, hey, this will catch my attention, you know. So.
Oh, you love that one. Itsy Bitsy. Let's keep going. So, and here's the question. I think a lot of the viewers would want to know this. What makes you decide, yes, I'm going to have a one-night stand?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, for me, I mean, I don't really have them that often, and it's been a while, but the last one that stands out for me, it was chemistry. I mean, there was chemistry there, and good rapport. We spent a whole day together, and then it wasn't my intention. It wasn't something that I set out to do, but then that's kind of what ended up happening. But like I said, it was very aggressive, and then at that point, I was like, yeah, this isn't, you know, really up for me. But I think it's all about chemistry and the vibe you feel with that person.
Yeah.
Love it.
Agreed.
I totally agree.
Not the amount of alcohol you consumed, no?
I don't agree, so.
So,
Neither do I.
when, and then this is the question. If it's about energy, then why doesn't it continue?
I think, well, okay. So the reason why I said like the energy has to be good is because it has been a while since I've had a one-night stand. The last person that I thought I was gonna have a one-night stand with has been my partner for the past like 6 months now. So, so I told myself like before having sex with it, I mean, the second time we interacted, we had sex because the energy and the conversation we were having was just so good, and both of us were just like, do you want to go to bed? Like, and we were both just like very like excited. We had like spent like 5 hours on the couch like talking, an amazing conversation. Decided to go to bed together, and I didn't know if I was going to continue to see this person, but I wanted to, you know. So that the reason why I say now that the energy has to be so good in order for me to consider having a one night. I don't know, like. I feel like if I want to share an intimate space with someone, it's because like I really, really appreciate them, and so yeah, I think I would maybe want to continue.
Okay, so this question is from Superlos47, and he wants to know, would you ladies date civilians, regular people who are not in the adult industry?
Yeah, absolutely. I only date regular people.
Nice, that's great.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'd rather date a regular person. I'm a civilian.
Right. I mean, I don't think it's necessary for someone to be in the adult industry for me to consider dating them. You just have to be a good fucking person, and I just want to be attracted to you. It's not a requirement for me to date other adult entertainers.
Yeah, it's like asking like,
Yeah.
oh, you're a baker. Would you date non-bakers?
Right.
Like,
It's a job. It's not my relationship status as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is definitely a belief amongst regular non-adult workers that people in the adult industry are only going to date people in the industry.
Yeah.
And I understand it's more, and actually this is really good for everyone to listen to. It's more the fact that people in the industry understand the hazards of the job better.
Yeah.
You know, like I've dated a lot of people in the adult industry, a lot of people who are adult entertainers, whether it's strip clubs or dominatrixes or porn stars, and every single one of them, they're totally comfortable dating me because I don't get jealous of their work,
Right.
and I don't try and get them to quit their job.
Yes.
Their problem with
That part.
right, their
Yeah.
problem with the average civilian is they're going to be like, I'm going to save you from your career.
Don't ever fucking do that.
That's what a dominatrix looks like when they're mad. In case anyone's wondering, that was like she's like loosening up her shoulder, ready to strike.
my neck's been stiff lately, but continue. Sorry.
No, I
Find a
love
guy
it.
to massage it for you. You get paid for it.
Right? Yeah, no, seriously.
Turn
I
your
get
needs
paid to
into
get
money
massaged.
opportunities.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Get paid to get massaged. Girl,
Exactly.
you go. Empowerment.
But wait, so you said something that's going to be incredibly controversial. Cuckolds are hot.
Yeah.
Could you define that, please, and explain it? Because I've never heard this before.
Wait, what?
Really?
Never heard this. Yeah, this is me. I'm like, never heard
Enlighten
this.
I mean, what I don't understand what I'm having to explain.
So you believe a cuckold, like it's sexually arousing. Like, is that what you mean by hot?
Yeah,
Could
like that porn. I mean, that's a category on Pornhub.
But it's something that you as a woman find
Oh
hot.
yeah, fuck yeah, yeah.
What about it is hot?
Like my man watching me fuck another dude, hot.
Ah, you didn't do it. I'm calling it out now.
Hot.
And
No.
but he's
So
also
this-
aroused by it.
What?
You didn't do it.
No, I haven't done it.
Exactly.
I'm saying I like watching it. Though
Okay.
that category
the
of porn.
fantasy is hot,
Yeah,
right.
that fantasy's hot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. What about
Yeah,
you, Alia?
Yeah, I mean, I'm into voyeurism. I like to watch
Yeah.
and be watched.
So what I love about this is it shifted from cuckold to voyeurism because
What's the difference?
No, to me there is a difference.
What's the
right?
difference?
Well,
Please
is
explain.
voyeurism where someone doesn't know they're being watched, or
So
that-
voyeurism is like when you are like watching the act happening. So I mean, it could like
Isn't
if,
it-
if the cuckold is like in the room and like watching.
That's what I'm saying.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
but that's not what
But
y'all are
there's
talking
also
about.
like there is cuck porn that is not necessarily like the man or the boyfriend would be watching, right? Like
Right.
it's like I have a what do they call him? I'm trying to think of the big dude
Oh,
stud.
a
I have a
bull,
stud or
yeah.
bull, and that I like. My bull comes to fuck me while daddy's away, while my dude's away, right? And then my
They know
my
what's
man
happening.
comes back
Okay,
and
so not
he cleans
necessarily
up the bull's
having to be
mess.
there to watch.
You ain't heard that? Come on now.
come on, that's so Texas.
Interesting.
Okay, so that okay. Now here's a question. So that's hot for you. How does your guy feel about this?
I have no idea.
Okay.
But I'm sure you would think it was hot. I mean, whatever. Really?
Oh no, that's the thing.
That's an actual kink for some people. So I mean. So I'm poly, right? So I believe in like having multiple loving relationships at once, right? It brings me so it doesn't necessarily give me like sexual like arousal knowing that like my partner is like having sex with other people, but it makes me satisfied and happy to know that he is experiencing a good thing with other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in a sense that kind of makes me a cuck, you know, because like I know that he is having sex with other people and that makes me genuinely happy for him, you know, to have those experiences, you know? He loves knowing that I do porn and, you know, sessions and all sorts of things with other people. He likes being there for me whenever I come home, you know, after doing it, you know. So yeah, no, he's definitely a cuck, and he enjoys like hearing about it. He likes so.
It turns him on.
Yeah. So
you
it's
could sit together and be like, Connie, it was this bitch.
right.
You
Yeah.
know,
It's like and it's like you have to be like really secure in your relationship, you know. But
Yeah.
and like I have found that actually like strengthens like what you have with each other because you get to like come back and like nothing has changed.
Come back.
Yeah. Hey.
Good one, singer.
So yeah, this is fascinating. I'd be interested to find out if there are any guys comfortable saying, because in the guy community, cuckold's like the #1 insult. Like this is like what they
Oh,
use.
really?
Yeah. So I
Over it.
yeah,
love it.
I was on a podcast
Oh, like
last
that
night.
shit is so hot.
So yeah, I was on a dating podcast last night, and there was like 3 women and like 7 or 8 guys, and we were discussing dating advice. And some of the guys were literally just hurling abuse, being like, "You're a cuckold, you're a cuckold." Like they were
Weird, I
just
didn't
going.
know
It's like
that
a
was a-
big like insult.
That
in the
is
guy
such
community.
that's like just insecurity,
Yeah.
just like spilling over, like no one's gonna touch my girl because I'm gonna get upset about it. Like, get the fuck over it, bro. Like, you should be honored that other people want to fuck your girl and that's still your
Exactly.
girl. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
get the fuck over it.
Agreed.
So the audience member would like to know: is it healthy and/or attainable to date an IG model or an OnlyFans influencer or content creator? Is it possible?
Well, yeah, Crystal. Crystal, you do both. Tell us.
Oh, well, okay, listen, I don't want to mess up your business. But to me, okay, yeah, to me, there's no, fuck no. Don't come at me on my OnlyFans page or anything that I'm selling.
Well, how would... So in that case, they won't be able to date you at all, basically, right? Because it will be weird if they try to find you another platform.
There's a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
When you
Okay,
approach,
good, okay.
When you approach
Yeah.
me on...
She'll say it a lot more eloquent. Sure.
I like your versions too. It's super
Yeah.
fun, you know, it's just, I get it, you know?
When you approach us on those are our business pages. When we see you in our inbox, you are a $sign.
Yeah, that's it. That's,
Okay?
You really are a dollar sign.
I
Love
hate to
you.
break it to you. I know we're
Thank
selling
you.
a fantasy, but it is a fantasy and you just need to understand that. If you get into the industry yourself, if you place yourself in a position to be around these types of people who you potentially want to date, do it in a way that's, don't overstep your place. Know your place in this person's life. If you're approaching somebody in their DMs, I'm like thinking to myself, this if you're approaching somebody in like their business DMs, whether that's OnlyFans or Instagram, that is where I am trying to make money.
Yeah.
So that's not a relationship conversation.
Sorry, I will never DM you.
I
My
never,
bad.
I mean, just also, like, I never remember subs' names. Like, I can kind of remember, like, the from the picture, I'm like, oh, yeah, that dude with the hat, you know? But I'm not like, there's nothing that you can say in our DMs, at least for me, that sticks out among anything else. It's like, we've heard it all. We've gotten every single compliment. They've told us every joke. We know it all.
It's just inappropriate.
Yeah.
It's inappropriate. Get into the industry yourself if you want to be around
Yeah, that's great. That's
people.
perfect.
You know, but do it in a way that. God, see, it gets so tricky,
In
you know,
an
because it's
ethical
like
way.
in an ethical way, because you don't want to get into the industry with the intention of like dating these people, right?
Yeah, it's like weird,
do
right?
it-
Remove the OnlyFans girl. Be like, I want to date a baker. Where every bakery I go, like, hey, are you single?
Exactly.
Hey, do you have plans after this bakery? You know, like, it's just be fucking weird. Just look for a person. If they
want-
happen to be a baker, then be a baker. You know what I mean?
Like I'm gonna elaborate on this a little bit because that is a really, really good question. Okay, so like the photographer, right? There are the photographers who want to, we call them guys with cameras,
Yeah, I saw
right?
that.
The guys with cameras who pose as photographers, but really what they want to do is take pictures of naked girls because it is their own jerk-off content. You know what I mean? They're not doing it in a professional setting, right? They want a naked girl in front of them. They don't have this business mentality about it, right? And we can spot them, you know, from a mile away.
The majority, I mean, it's almost like the majority of them. are-
Well, once you get like more better at like vetting
I
and like, you know,
quit.
working
I
with
just
like
quit working with
credible people, then, you know, that becomes less and less. You just have to find the credible people. But if the thing is like, I don't like, just honestly for that dude, like just meet somebody. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to be the fucking influencer.
meet somebody and create an OnlyFans account with them.
So, and actually, this well, because I actually had a client that hired me for this. He paid me $50,000 to solve this problem. We solved it in 2 days, and here's what we did. We started a podcast where he would interview OnlyFans women to help them increase the reach of their page.
Yeah.
And he would meet them one by one, and we had a real deal. The goal was not to date them. It was just to have a podcast where you help OnlyFans creators. And he's like, well, if they get on my show, can I date them? I was like, absolutely not.
Right.
And he's like, wait, but then how am I going to meet them? I was like, here's what's going to happen. As you start promoting this podcast and it gets better and people log in to listen, other OnlyFans girls are going to log in and listen. They're going to see what's this podcast about. And as this podcast builds, those women are going to be interested in you because they're going to see you in the episodes, they're going to look up to you, and they're going to come and reach out to you. And what's fascinating about it is he hasn't even launched it yet, but he's been recording it. And every so often, he'll hang out in a strip club, and he will tell everyone he's got this podcast and he interviews OnlyFans. And strippers who are not OnlyFans girls, like, I've always wanted to start an OnlyFans. Have you learned any tips? And he'll be like, yeah. Want to meet up for a coffee and talk about it? And they go, totally. And he's not dating OnlyFans creators. He's dating strippers and people that want to be, but they're meeting his criteria. And he actually did end up dating one OnlyFans girl, I think, like through this. I mean, it's great. He hasn't even launched the podcast yet. But just like you said, he got into the industry, but not with a goal of dating them.
Exactly. That's the important part, because like at that point, like what you're doing is like you're turning the creator into like this object to be attained.
Yeah.
You're not looking at us as a fucking person, you know, like a person who actually has a person. And what if you don't mesh with them? You know, like learn them, get to know them, understand what, you know, what it's like for them to exist in this realm of work, because it's a fucking lot, you know, and understand like people who work in the strip club, like the barbacks and the bouncers and the bartenders, the male figures, the managers, you know, they look at us like people, like human beings, because they get to know us. They see us every fucking day for 8 hours a day. They know, you know, our personal life. They see us as people. So this like idea of like going to the strip club is like not so novel anymore. They don't like sit there and like gawk at us because they see it every day. Now they get to see us for like human beings. So like look at these creators as human beings and really decide based on their personality, once you get to know them, whether or not you want to pursue them.
So I think that's it for questions. I do want to make a point for everybody watching. I've got a really cool gift for you talking about cool gifts. If you go to askthedatingcoach.com/gift, you're going to see a guidebook called the 52 Signs of Attraction. Because women, did you know that there are 52 subconscious physical signs that women give to let a man know that she's interested?
What the hair
Like
twirl?
this?
So there's a whole bunch. So yeah,
Oh, is that yours? Is
the,
that how you flirt, Crystal?
I can see that
It's
one.
very like subtle. I know you didn't probably pick up on any of that.
I didn't notice anything. Yeah. But yeah, there are 52 different signs, and these were actually analyzed by a psychologist in, I believe, the 1980s, who went to shopping malls around America, and she wrote down all the things women did when they were attracted to a guy, and then she went and interviewed the women afterwards and said, were you attracted to that guy? And so it was like very
wow.
well researched. Yeah, it was a very good study across malls all over
Can't imagine
America.
how long it took, right? Because you gotta write down everything she did. And
Yeah.
across her. Oh my
52
god.
times, we know that.
Yeah,
In
but
the
by
80s.
hand with no internet
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, in the 80s, I think 1980. So anyway, but you can get that list. I've summarized the entire thing with a breakdown of what to look for, 52 signs that somebody wants you. Go get that gift at askthedatingcoach.com/gift. If at any point you want to feel safe, if you are worried about going on a one-night stand and worried that a woman is going to try and punch you in the face or make you punch her in the face, you
Punch your
probably
balls.
want,
Yeah,
or
punch
punch you
your
in the balls.
balls, yeah,
This is assuming you don't want it, go to theatomicbear.com/dating, where you can get this really, really cool tactical pen. What I love about this, like I said, it is good for self-defense. There's this spiky area here, but there's also on the back of it, you've got this cool glass breaker. So if you're like trapped in a car and it's like going underwater and you can't get out, that's how you get out of that. But the most common use for this, I assure you, is signing checks.
There's an actual pen.
It's an actual pen.
Yeah.
It gets even better. I know, it gets even better because this little spike is great for opening Amazon packages, which is probably what you use it for. So there you go. You can open Amazon packages with it and you can sign things. I highly recommend that everybody gets one. It's been amazing having you incredible ladies here. If you're comfortable and want to share, feel free to share where people can find out about you if they want to learn more about you. I'll give you guys no pressure. I know some of you do not want to be found.
You can find me at Sugar Skull Brie on Instagram.
Sugar Skull Brie on Instagram. There you go. And you can see all her amazing photography and modeling work, which is great. So for us...
But, I mean, yeah, you can definitely go check out my Instagram and my pictures. I'm not actually on OnlyFans at the moment. I do have a profile, but nothing's happening. So it's Crystal Days 87. Yeah.
Crystal Days.
Which actually, I
27.
was born in '84, but
Oh, nice misconception.
ooh,
Oh.
I got him good.
Yeah.
3 years younger than you are.
Wow.
It's great. Excellent, cool. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. If you like the podcast, if you enjoy it, please take some time and let everybody know about it. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in once again on our 3rd episode. We will be coming to you every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time. Thanks very much, guys.